What is up, you guys? It's Audrey and welcome back to my channel, or if you are new, bonjour and welcome. Today's video, we are going to be talking about body positivity and kind of body image. Whenever I ask you guys for Tea Tuesday recommendations, always get this one. So I've been meaning to do it, and I thought it was kind of a perfect day to do it because today is Mental Health Awareness Day, and body positivity and taking care of yourself and feeling good about yourself, it is a mental state of mind, and it's for your mental health. So I just thought it went well, kind of. I mean, I was gonna do it anyway, but I just thought it went like extra well, and just to spark kind of the conversation. And I'm not gonna be like everyone, like, oh, people don't talk about this enough. I think it's great how many people are talking about this and how many people are talking about mental health and stuff. It's actually really good. It's a lot of people are. But I just wanted to share kind of my 2 cents on it, and yeah. So my tea today is actually gingerbread spice herbal tea. It's like, yeah, in the 40s where I am in Kansas today. I have it in a little Tokyo mug. This is actually from Starbucks Tokyo because my friend's mom got it for my sister when she went to Tokyo, so it's a really cute mug. Yeah, let's just get on with the video. It's really hot once again, so I'm just gonna wait a hot second to take a sip. Well, okay, if you follow me on Instagram, I'm always putting on my story quotes and little like inspirational little things and kind of body positivity things. And this year, I literally told my friends at the beginning of this year, I'm like, guys, this is the year of body positivity, and honestly it has been, and I feel like a lot of people know what it is now, and I don't think everybody is, and I don't think everyone's practicing it really, but I think a lot of people know what it is. It's a conversation, sort of. I feel like it's always been kind of taboo to talk about things, and from such a young age, I didn't feel comfortable talking about myself or my body, and like, it just doesn't matter. Like, it is your body, and it can be talked about, and I don't know, it's just, you shouldn't be embarrassed for certain things either. It's wasting too much dang time just hiding behind something. I don't know. When I was 10, I got my period, and literally 2 years ago, my 12-year-old self, 10-year-old self would never even imagine saying that on the internet, first of all. But I remember my friends would talk about, you know, their period, and I'd be like, act like I hadn't had it either, because none of them, because it was something I didn't want to have before them, but like having it so young, like nobody else my age had it so young, so I just like pretended like, oh yeah, like I just never invested in the conversation, didn't want to talk about it. And then eventually I was like, you know what, like I started talking about it. I was like, I didn't care, and like if you're the first one out of your friends to like have it, like what, it doesn't matter, first of all, once again. And when I'm about to talk about people judging you like for your body or whatever, your friends doing that, it just, they're not your friends. You don't need those people in your life if they're like that. It just doesn't make sense. But when I was younger, I had people tell me I had big boobs, I had a big butt, and I just like, that's absolutely horrible. That is the worst thing anyone could ever say to me, and it's not the worst thing anyone could ever say to you. And the thing that really gets me now, I'm like, people told me I had big boobs when I was younger, and I'm like, out of all the people I know, I have moderately small boobs, so genuinely, they meant it to hurt me. And honestly, they didn't mean it to hurt me. They were jealous. That young girls, their motive for everything is that they're jealous. I mean, I've been there, you've probably been there. We're just jealous, and you will say hateful things for no reason. And when you're younger, it's usually, it can really be something on the outside, and something, you know, a lot of people, you've probably heard this, if they cannot change it in 5 seconds, then why even tell them? Because if it's something they cannot change in 5 seconds, like what are they gonna do? What is the point of you saying that? Like, what's that? Someone's appearance should not affect you. It should not make you hate someone. It should not anger you. If someone's appearance is like angering you, like their weight or I don't know, then you need some help. You need to sit back and realize that something actually may be wrong with you, because you will never get to know someone by looking at their outside appearance. You will get to know someone by what is truly inside of them. So have a conversation with that person before you decide to judge them, and hopefully you'll get to know that they're an amazing, wonderful person before you just decide to put them in a stereotype or judge them. And I don't know what your mind went to if you're judging someone because they're fat or they're too skinny. And I think there's both ways for that, fat shaming and skinny shaming. Fat is just a word. It is a word that describes you. It doesn't have to be bad, it's just that we've made it a bad thing. And I've had a conversation with someone about this, and I don't think they fully got what I was talking about, because they were like, well, that still means that person's unhealthy. No, that person is living their freaking life. They can live their life however they choose to live their life, and I don't have to interfere with that. And skinny shaming really it just doesn't make sense to me, because you're probably very insecure about yourself if you are going to skinny shame someone, or if you're going to fat shame someone. You are basically fat shaming someone to feel better about yourself, and probably the same way for skinny shaming. Oh, they're too skinny, they're all of this, but you don't know what's inside a person, you don't know what's going on in their life, you don't know anything, and you don't know if that person's been struggling with whatever. And another just misconception people have is that a larger person cannot have an eating disorder or have trouble with their body, and that's completely wrong. I think that we stereotype anorexia or something with someone very just thin, and obviously that is true, but an eating disorder does start somewhere, and eating disorders come in all shapes and sizes in your brain. It is a mental thing. It is a mental thing. It is not always shown on the outside. You will never truly know what is going on with a person, like I said. I put on my Instagram all the time, just inspo for you guys and inspo for myself. And I had this conversation with someone, and I was like, really though? Like, I put this stuff on my Instagram story for myself because I'm trying to believe it myself, and I want you guys to believe it. And yeah, you never know when someone's struggling, and they might seem perfectly happy. You're like, oh, they're at a perfect weight, they have this, and no, they're falling apart in the inside, honestly. Like, that kind of want to round this together with is you have to support everybody. You cannot be body positive. You cannot be body positive if you only support one group of people. You have to support bigger girls. You have to support smaller girls, and you have to support bigger men, and you have to support smaller men. Like, men are also in the body positive group. You can't just think only girls deal with this as well, because everyone has a heart, everyone has feelings. You can't just support one group. And even people with disabilities, and you know, I highly encourage you guys, if you're not a part of the kind of BOPO community on Instagram, to do that, because you will find so many amazing people, and with so many amazing different body types and scars, and you'll find people who have things just like you that you thought people did not have. Because I remember, like I said, when I was 10, I was just so afraid for everything, and I remember she told me, like, oh, I have big boobs, I have a big butt, and I went home and I cried. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing. It's not the worst thing. It's not the worst thing that's gonna happen to you. You go, oh, okay, yes, I freaking do, and I will embrace it, and I'm amazing and flawless and freaking gorgeous. You can go in the mirror and you're like, hey, you're cute, because you freaking are. But if you're the person saying that to someone, I want you to realize what you're doing to that person, because that sticks with people for so long. And it's so hard to get rid of that mental state of mind, and just thoughts, like my own thoughts, just flooding in and telling me these things, and I'm like, no, it's not true. It's not true. And I know, even if my body isn't perfect, which nobody's body is perfect, we're all created in this own amazing way by God. Like, he created us amazing in our own sort of way, our own being. That's us. And this is just what you see on the outside, but until you truly get to know me, you'll never like know my heart, you'll never know my mind. Saying is, I just encourage you to go follow some of those accounts and unfollow the accounts that make you feel bad about yourself. Like, you don't need it. You don't need the negativity of the things that are giving you that. And it's okay. It's to feel bad about yourself. It's okay. Like, I've been there. Like, I may preach like body positivity and all this stuff, but I still have my days. I still have my days where I have to tell myself everything I'm preaching to you guys. And some days I feel like a hypocrite. I'm like, I need someone to tell me what I'm saying, you know, like I need someone like that. And so I go online and I see those accounts, but then there's also the accounts that I'm like, oh my gosh, like, why am I not her? Why all of this? And then running an account, I've talked about this on my Instagram, running an account with, you know, a larger than usual social media following. I get a lot of comments, I get a lot of DMs of people telling me a bunch of different stuff, how much they love me, that I'm perfect. It's hard to believe it sometimes. It's hard to believe that. And so that's why when people are like, money doesn't buy you happiness, it's not like followers are gonna bring you happiness. It just won't. You have to believe it yourself first. And even when you finally do believe it, like I said, you'll still have days that just kind of suck. I haven't taken a sip of this tea this whole entire time. I've just been talking for like 13 minutes straight. Since I was younger, and especially being a dancer, not everyone's body types are the same. And some girls will have like super skinny legs, and then I was like, then there's me. I have like, I would think like, oh, I have humongous thighs, I have like cellulite, and I have like the littlest bit of cellulite. And then I would have like stretch marks, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I have the worst stretch marks. I go online now and I see all these amazing people sharing their stories and their pictures, and I'm like, this is the community that's like, it's really, really great. So I encourage you to go check them out because you're not alone. Things engraved in our heads to think that they're bad from such a young age, and it's completely horrible, and we need to change that. And we just need to love everybody and every body, honestly. Like, just look in the mirror and just tell yourself like you're cute, like you're hot and you're amazing. And self-love journey, it's hard and it's long, and you never truly make it to the end because you're learning every day, and you're learning every day to love yourself. And then over time you really learn to love everybody else. You see everyone in a new light, and it's amazing. And you stop feeling this anger for people, or you stop kind of just randomly hating people on the street, or thinking that you don't go, oh, she's really ugly. And I know, like, you're like, what, that we've all said it, we've all thought it. You're like looking like, oh my goodness, like you think horrible things about people, you say horrible things about people behind their back. But once you learn to love yourself, and you learn to stop hating yourself and hating other people around you and holding this anger in, you kind of let go, and you just kind of, you learn to love everybody, really. Take some time to take care of yourself and check your just mental health, your mental state, and just talk to someone, let it out, talk to a friend, because I've known so many people, and me personally, who have just dealt with mental health. And just be aware and just talk about it, start the conversation. And yeah, I hope you guys have had a lovely Tuesday. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe right down below. Give this video a big thumbs up so we can all be pals, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.